Hi, so I'm Gwen.
I'm Erin.
So we both go to school at Penn State, and what Penn State is doing is they sent out COVID tests to everyone living in high-risk areas before allowing them back on campus.
Like me, because I got one of those.
Yeah, she lives in Maryland, and I live in Massachusetts. She got a test, I didn't. And once on campus, you have to wear a mask everywhere, except when you're in your dorm room.
So indoors, outdoors, if you are on campus property, you have to have a mask on.
And they're doing randomized COVID testing, and that's basically all they're doing. They are fining students $300 if they're caught without wearing a mask.
Yeah, on campus property. It's an immediate $300 if you're spotted without a mask. There you go.
Exactly. I think it's a fine way to deal with COVID on campus, but honestly I'm really not entirely sure what else they could do.
Depending how long this pandemic will last, I think this will be a difficult time to get through, and hopefully we can actually improve on what we do. I think what they're doing right now is very important, keeping a mask on at all times in the building. So that's very good. And then I've heard just keep away from people as far as possible outdoors, and just keep abiding by the New York State law, and I think everything will turn out okay as long as you don't get in contact with way too many people. As of me, I just chose to stay online because I'm honestly too scared to go on campus. Hopefully things will get better in the spring, and I'm pretty sure that the president of Marist College is doing everything he can to try and take these problems very well, and we should hope for the better and see what happens, and we can improve.
Hello, I am Sam Powers. I am a current junior at Marist College, and in terms of how the college is handling the virus and the regulations, I like seeing how strict the college is, and they're taking it seriously by punishing people who don't abide by the rules. At the same time, I think they could improve by making the rules a bit more clear, because really depending on who you ask or what you read, the rules change, and people will say one thing and then say another. So I wish there was a specific website that said, here are the rules you must follow. I just think that would be the best way the school could improve.
Hi, my name is Sumi, and I'm an international student from Nepal. Due to COVID-19, I decided to switch to completely online classes instead of coming back on campus. I had some courses saved up for study abroad those were offered online, so I decided to take those and sacrifice my study abroad plan for now. For one of my classes, it's a night class on Thursdays at 6:30. So due to the time difference, it's 4:15 in the morning here. I was ready to get up in the morning and attend the class, but then my professor was kind enough to excuse me from the class. So he puts out the recording, and then I watch it, and I watch the lecture. But I feel like I could sometimes when I was watching the recording, I felt like I could have contributed to the conversation. So I think I'm missing out on that. But aside from that, I feel like it's a new experience for me. Like I never thought that I would be in Nepal and then take classes from here. So I'm happy to be home, to be with my family and take classes at the same time. But I definitely feel like I'm missing out on the college experience. I'm missing out hanging out with my friends and doing like a lot of campus activities.
I think that Marist is handling the situation of coronavirus pretty much well. I go to Marist 2 times per week for my in-person classes, and I see people wearing wearing mask. I see people following the guidelines, 6 feet rule. So I didn't see anything off while on campus. However, I know that off campus there are students that sometimes don't wear masks, sometimes do big gatherings. But again, I think Marist is solving this problem right now, because I received an email from Marist, and all students received an email from Marist saying that they partnered with the Sunny and they're gonna launch the surveillance testing program. And I think it's gonna solve this problem. Students are gonna be tested each week, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Amani. I'm a student at Scripps College in California.
Hi, I'm Maurice, and I'm a sophomore at Brown University.
And today we're going to be talking a little bit about each of our colleges' responses to the whole COVID-19 situation. So I'll start with mine. My college is online for this current fall semester, as well as for the later portion of the last spring semester. Overall, I have to say, given the situation, I was very appreciative of my college in particular, their response, or their very decisive response. I think in comparison to other colleges' responses that I've seen, I think my college was pretty decisive, and I appreciate that. They let us know considerably early on that we were going to go online, which I think initially was a hard pill to swallow for sure, but I think I'm just seeing what other students have had to go through with being in limbo. I am very appreciative that they made that decision kind of straight on, based on the numbers and just knowing, especially in California, that things were not going to get better, at least for a while. So I appreciate that. The only thing about that is I think there's obvious drawbacks and difficulties that come with online learning, which is pretty inevitable, I think, which obviously is annoying to deal with, but I think given the whole public health situation, it was probably the best thing in terms of public health. I do, however, worry about students that kind of rely on college as their safe space, as their residential space. So I feel privileged in that sense to kind of be okay and have a stable home and places to be. So I do worry about students that may pose a really difficult challenge for.
Yes. Okay. I'll talk a little bit about what my school is doing. Usually, my school's on a semester system, but they switched to a trimester system, where you do 2 out of the 3 trimesters, so that if people were to go back on campus, there will be less students at one time. They're trying to implement a hybrid system, so you can either do remotely or be in person, but I'm going to be doing remote classes. And like similar to what Amani said, like there's always going to be drawbacks of online classes, but I do think that like it's the best in this current situation, and it's obviously going to be affecting a lot of academic performance because you won't have the same resources as you do on campus. But it was like being cautious is probably the right decision in a pandemic.